Hello, beautiful beings. So I was having a realization and I went to grab my gray notebook that I put my realizations in. I have so many that I have written in over the years. And I couldn't find a pen. And that is unlike me because that is a pet peeve of mine, not being able to find something to write with. Like if a poem comes in, or if I'm having a realization and I want to write it down, it's imperative that I have something that I can use right away. But I couldn't find one. And I was just like, are you kidding me right now? I can't find something to write with. And they said, make a video. Oh, okay. I don't know. It's such a shift. I never thought about making a video of the realization I'm having as I'm having it. So what they started showing me was how consciousness comes through every single physical form on the planet, human or animal or insect or whatever's living, trees, grass. So consciousness is the same, and then it expresses through these physical forms. And my dad used to talk about it, the essence of what it comes through, whatever it comes through, like it's coming through this physical form right here. And that's a unique essence. There's a different feeling to each person, even though we are all consciousness coming through these physical forms. That's self-acceptance. That's self-acceptance. And so I was on my way home from work, and okay, I'm going to try really hard not to bunny trail, but I got let go of the job I was at that I couldn't breathe at. Oh my gosh, my last video was saying that it was in the morning, I was gonna go and try to be helpful, and every day after that, well, every day that I worked there for 2 weeks and 2 days. And I cried every single day, a lot. And it was just, I'm just so sensitive to what people are feeling. I'm just so sensitive to it that I can see why it happened. It happened so I can 100% accept myself the way I am, instead of, there's always been a negative connotation to the gifts that I have. And, I've just heard it my whole life. Oh, you're so sensitive. You should get a thicker skin, and I am, I've just been sensitive my whole experience on this planet. And it used to be in the form of crying. And it's still a lot of times, I cry and it just lets off the pressure. It's a lifesaver. It's been my lifesaver. But people and myself, I have perceived that crying as a weakness, but it's not. I won't have a heart attack. I absolutely will not. I will not get cancer. I know these things. I absolutely know these things because it is impossible for me to not express how I'm feeling and to let it out, to not hold on to it anymore. Okay, so anyway, so the very next day I got, or it was actually the same day that I was no longer with the place I was at, I got my old job back, the one that I love so much and I wanted more than anything. So anyway, okay, so that leads me to, wow, I mean, it's been really excruciatingly painful for the last about 2.5 weeks now. And I know, whoever's listening to this, I know you get what I'm talking about when I say excruciating. It's like it'll never end, and why am I here, and why do I feel like this? This is absolutely hideous. And then I pop out, and I'm at the job that I wanted to so badly, but in the process, the day that The day I didn't work at the last job anymore, I came home and the first thing I did is I got on Craigslist to find a new job. And in the meantime, I had texted my old boss of the job that I love so much. And I didn't hear back from her until after I woke up from my nap. So anyway, so I responded to a Craigslist ad, and it was a maintenance position in Whitefish, and it sounded just idyllic, I think you say, idyllic for me. And so I started responding to it, and you know, right near the end, I was thinking, this sounds so familiar. This sounds just like what my twin posted like 4 years ago. I responded to a Craigslist ad about a maintenance job in Whitefish, and it was Dan. It was my twin. You know, it was totally set up for us to come into contact. And you know, so I responded to this ad, and then it said, I saw that there was a number to call also. So I looked at the number and I saw the name, and it said Dan. And I was just like, oh yeah, this is him. This is absolutely him. And yeah, it was him. I looked on my numbers and it was there, and you know, and I messaged him and I told him I really, really wanted the job. And you know, it was my person's ultimate fairy tale happy ending. Isn't that? And the only word that kept coming up was pathetic. I was like, that's so pathetic. I would never settle for that little in my life anymore, but my person would. Just to be able to be around my twin. You know, he's still married. He's happily married, and I 100% accept that. And today, I'm sorry if I'm not making a whole lot of sense, but today I realized on the way home that it is exactly like it's supposed to be for my twin and I right now. It was set up. They showed me, this is the realization I was having. They started showing me how when we were home, before we came here, we agreed that he was going to be in a very loving, he would love this woman so much that he would not be able to leave her and be with me, his twin. And it was set up like that. They showed me this clear as day. I don't remember what I was doing, but it started coming in. And when I get a channeled message like that, when they want to tell me something, they're speaking to me, but they give me just a clear picture, like a movie playing. It's like it wasn't there, and then all of a sudden it's there, and I can feel it. I see what's going on, and I can feel it. It resonates because it's the truth. And it's just like, wow, okay. So it was absolutely, and I've caught on to this a time or two through this whole process with my twin. I've caught on to the fact that I would not have grown as much as I have if he would have left her. And, you know, I don't want to be the person that wants a couple to break up, twin or not. No, twin, it's no excuse. It's no excuse for me wanting somebody to break up. I mean, it seems like a happy marriage. Who knows? I have no idea. I'm not really into that marriage type thing anymore, you know? No, absolutely not. He'd have to be incredibly special. Not that everybody isn't special in their own way, but everybody that knows me knows that he would just have to be, we'd have to be a lot alike. That's all there is to it, to be able to understand each other. Because really, you know, not a whole lot of people can. And that's fine. That doesn't bother me anymore. But just coming to that fuller realization about my twin takes that the more personal, romantic way that I've been looking at it, takes that right out. Absolutely takes it out, seeing the truth of it. Because, you know, twins come together on the planet. Their only reason is to help the planet in very, very big ways. And, and I was just like, wow, that's so beautiful. And I sat down on my bed and I said, you know what? Yeah, I don't need a mate. Mama G does not need a mate. Not in that way, not in a romantic way. I believe well, of course, there are so many people I get to meet in my life. I mean, I'm going to live to be 105 years old. So I have over 50 years left on the planet. I'm going to meet so many amazing people, and I will have, and they're telling me this right now, I will have, oh, it's just so exciting. Kindred spirits, they're saying, soulmates even, people they're showing me that are just walking right beside me. So exciting. Well, we'll see how this extremely, I say it every single time I make a video. I had no idea I was going to make a video, but yeah, this one really tops it because I actually argued with them. I was just like, are you kidding me right now? I just got home from work. But yeah, absolutely. They're saying you need to be authentic. And to be authentic is, I spend a lot of time alone, and it's my preference. It's absolutely my preference. And having that realization come in, and I was going to write it down. I don't know why I'm resisting saying this, but I've written stuff down for a lot of years now, and I've definitely seen two or at least three books out of the combination of stuff that I've written. Not necessarily from my notes. My notes are realizations. They're all realizations, and that's where my books will come from. I'll read these notes, and it like triggers this it's like if somebody asks me a question about whatever, this answer comes. And when I read the notes that I've written over the years, it triggers that same thing that a question from somebody does. It's beautiful. And I've seen it many times when I go back, and it's like, oh, it's just beautiful reading the realizations I've had over the years. It inspires myself. They're really great reminders to myself, and just the ideas. What does Mooji call them? Waves of illumination. Oh, waves of illumination come, and just these beautiful ideas come. And it's all geared towards helping other beings to have an easier time on the planet. To not have such horrible amnesia. Because we're all beings. We're all mighty beings. Like, you can't get higher than that. In these physical forms anyway. We all are. And it's just, a matter of remembering that. So it's just beautiful. The divinely inspired ideas that I've gotten that will all come to fruition someday. So beautiful. I've been in touch with the ancients for a long time. I used to call them the grandfathers, but it was too, what's that word? Segregated? It was too just males. And, the ancients are the ancients. All that have gone before us that have just made such a profound effect on the planet. I look outside when I'm talking to you because that's exactly what I would be doing if I was talking to somebody sitting in the backyard. If we were sitting in chairs talking, I'd be looking around at the sky and the trees. Outside is just, it's my home. I would live out there if I could. I absolutely would. And I will someday. I'll have a tree house for sure, and a cabin. Okay, now I'm just rambling. I get the little hourglass with the sand running through it, and the sand is almost through. I love you so much.